Hello friend, welcome back to Zuzucorn's Expert Mage progression guide, filled with tips and tricks for a smooth mage journey of your own. If you're new here, I'm Zuzucorn and I aim to entertain you, encourage you, and offer you a place to call home. So subscribe now and join the Zuzucorn family. Last time, we finished our final preparations for the mechanical bosses and finally got our wings and the golden shower as well. Yes, we got the golden shower in a corruption world. If you're pretty stumped, you can check that video out. Today, we'll take down all 3 mechanical bosses and start ravaging the jungle for awesome loot and Plantera bulbs. Let's start off with the ever exciting Twins battle. Just buff up and use the mechanical eye to summon them. For many, the Twins are the hardest of the 3 mechanical bosses. However, I honestly recommend going for them first, because killing them allows us to craft a magic weapon that will make the destroyer an absolute breeze. For this fight, you have to be careful of Spasmatism first, who's the green one. It is recommended to focus on one eye at a time. With our arena, you should have enough space to run on. A good way to dodge their attacks is to fly up the platforms or descend downwards. However, do be careful of their dashes. I recommend using the golden shower to inflict the Ichor debuff first, before you attack them with your weapon of choice. This will lower their high defense, which will allow you to do much more damage. Ichor truly makes the fights a lot more manageable, and it also causes them to glow in the dark. This makes it so much easier for you to see them and plan how you want to dodge their attacks. The really good thing about this arena is that the pillars may block some of their projectiles. It won't block every single one, but having less to deal with is always welcome. At around 40% to 50% health, Spasmatism will transform into its second phase. This is really dangerous, so get away immediately. It will continuously spew flames, which can destroy you in seconds, so avoid this at all costs. After that, it simply dashes around before doing the flame attack again. Always keep your distance and you should be fine. The arena also blocks this flame attack, so it's a lot more forgiving sometimes if you mess up. Eventually, Spasmatism will die, so catch your breath, take a break, use a potion or whatever. Retinazer is much more chill compared to Spaz. He simply shoots lasers at you in its first phase, something that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Similarly, it will transform when its health reaches a certain threshold, and I have to admit, this might give you problems now. It shoots a couple of lasers at a set interval before going into rapid fire mode. If you're unsure how to deal with it, the rapid fire mode can kill you if you're not careful. But lucky for us, a simple way to dodge the rapid portion is to continually fly upwards. You could try to block some of it with the arena, but considering the erratic movement of Retinazer, just fly upwards. It's not too much effort, isn't it? If you can dodge most of the beams in one fell swoop, why not? Of course, this means that you need to be really prepared to fly up before the rapid beams come. Anyway, it might take you a few tries, so just keep at it and do your best. Eventually you take them down, so claim your reward. The treasure bag doesn't have anything interesting, other than hollowed bars and souls of sight, which is always guaranteed. You get a piece of the mechanical card, but I'll get to that after we defeat all 3 bosses. With the souls of sight, however, we can craft a pretty gnarly weapon that will shred the destroyer. Run over to your local magic man and buy a harp. Then craft a magical harp using crystal shards, souls of night, souls of sight, and the harp. This is one of my favourite magic weapons. Using the weapon creates music note projectiles which pierce infinitely. These projectiles also bounce. The interesting thing is, when you move your mouse further away from your character, the projectiles travel at a higher speed and become more high-pitched. If you move it nearer to your character, the projectiles travel much slower and have a lower pitch. This means that you can control the speed as you wish, depending on whether you want to deal lots of damage to a single target or whether you want to do some mobbing in the distance. This weapon will absolutely shred the destroyer, no issue, thanks to its piercing properties. Now, you could also get the Tome of Infinite Cheese, which, if used properly, can kill the destroyer in 5 seconds? But to me, it's too much trouble to do the Old One's army because I really don't like the event. But if you want to, you can get this weapon, it's really powerful. Anyway, the destroyer is really straightforward. Just use the magical harp to shred it, but be mindful of the probes. The probes can be a problem if you let too many accumulate, so focus on getting rid of them first. Lucky for us, the arena also blocks the destroyer's lasers, so there isn't too much of a problem here. Just focus the probes whenever you can and attack the destroyer otherwise. Using slow moving nodes will do the most amount of damage here, so do that as much as you can. Nothing much to say for this boss, it should be relatively easy. The last mechanical boss is none other than Skeletron Prime, summoned using the mechanical skull. If you know me, I absolutely hate this boss, because there's just too much going on. I also have a bad habit of not paying attention, which is pretty important for this boss. Skeletron Prime is just Skeletron, but with 4 limbs instead of 2, and each limb is annoying as heck. As always, just inflict the Ichor debuff and start blasting away at it. You have to be really mindful of the head spin, which comes at regular intervals. If you get caught in it, it usually means instant death. Similar to Skeletron, only the head has to be defeated for you to kill the boss. But it has high defense, especially when it's most vulnerable and spinning. So this is where the Ichor really helps you out. With our weapons, it might be a little difficult to take out the 4 limbs, which means that we won't have peace throughout the fight. I mean, you could, but I usually feel that it takes too long to do so, and longer fighting time means higher chances of getting killed by the head. I also recommend you not to dash anyhow just in case you end up in a pinch. And also pay attention, or else, well, this will happen. You really have to position yourself such that you have space to run continuously before the head spins. Well, what's life without failures? I'll be using the magical Harp now, which I think deals more consistent damage, especially during the head spins. Having the slow moving low notes should deal plenty of damage. I blame my poor skills, but I'm constantly running out of arena because I don't mind my positioning very well. This isn't really something you want to see, but hey, it's alright. Anyway, the fight has been going pretty smoothly so far. Until now at least. Now it's pretty bad. We only have a slither of health left and my potion isn't off cooldown here. So we might actually die. I guess it's time to actually pay attention for once. Wow, an unintentional high IQ play to use the Crimstone blocks as shelter. Ooh, masterful dash right there. Just look at that maneuver. Well, I think I've got it under control again, hopefully. Oh my goodness, we actually made it and didn't fall down. That was pretty clutch. I've got my potion cooldown back, so just a little bit more. There we go, the boss fight I dislike most in Terraria completed. The jungle now grows restless, so claim your loot and let's go home. With all 3 bosses defeated, craft the Pickaxe Axe using the hollowed bars and 1 of each boss soul. Then craft the hollowed armor as well. As always, make sure to get the headpiece that boosts magic damage. Before we enter the jungle, I want the steampunker to move in first. Unfortunately for me, my jungle pylon got corrupted, so I'll need some temporary housing here. Alright, the steampunker is here. I'll be purifying some areas that have really gotten out of hand. We don't quite have enough for the Contaminator yet, so I'll be farming some bosses for the money. I'll start with the Eater of Worlds, which can be summoned using worm food crafted at the Demon Altar. I have quite a few spare loot to craft some, so free money it is. This boss is an absolute cakewalk now. You can do whatever you want and you'd still probably beat it. In fact, the magical harp can destroy every part before it even gets to you. I have a few Eye of Cthulhu spares as well, so I'll be cashing that in right now. So after all that, we have just enough for the Contaminator. I'll buy as much green solution as I can. The Contaminator basically allows you to change biomes. If you have the green solution equipped, it actually purifies the land, so you can remove all the corruption and hollow that you want. So I'm only doing this because my jungle pylon got corrupted, which is honestly really annoying. If you want to be thorough, you could go like this, but this is not efficient use of the solution. I don't really have a choice though. I need to be as thorough as I possibly can because of this stupid pylon. Oh yeah, take that. You like the golden shower? So before we end off today, we'll be getting Chlorophyte to upgrade our poison staff. Chlorophyte is this nice green ore found in the jungle. We will need tons of it later, so just get as much as you can. However, try to always leave 1 or 2 blocks untouched, because this special ore can grow and spread to nearby mud blocks. If you don't overmine, you're ensuring that there's always more when you come back later. Also, try to find some life fruits. These increase your health by 5 each, to a maximum of 500, so that's 100 extra health. These aren't very common, so just get whatever you can and slowly work on it over time. Get some tier 3 ore as well. We will need 30 of it for the new furnace. Luckily, we have 2 large veins here, which should be more than enough. And we have another pirate invasion for some reason. We've got a blood moon too, but I'm just going to ignore that. Craft the adamantite or titanium forge using 30 of the ore and your hell forge. This will allow us to smelt chlorophyte bars, so grab that sweet green metal and upgrade your poison staff to the venom staff. The venom staff has higher range, more projectiles, and a higher firing speed, so it's really good. The damage over time is also now 15 damage per tick, so it's a very worthwhile upgrade. This will be what we use against Plantera later on. Well, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon too, for more Terraria guides and coverage. Do follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well for more IRL stuff. This has been Zuzucorn Games. Have a nice day, and have a great week ahead. Bye bye!